Trending Tuesdays, where the culture meets the conversation. Yeah. Every Tuesday we're setting the tone. Latest trends, let it be known. Voices rising, stories unfold. Thought-provoking, fresh and bold. From the mic to the movement we bring. Conversations that matter, hear wisdom sing. Insight, purpose, food for the soul. This is the place where ideas grow. It's Trending Tuesday. Tune in, stay ready. Inspiration served hot, call it mostly greens. With Chef Eddie. Redefining podcast, changing the way we speak. Real talk, real life, every single week. Yeah. Oh, organic living, mind and play. Healthy conversations that elevate. From the kitchen to the culture we see. Growth, wellness, and authenticity. Laugh, learn, and be entertained. Meaningful dialogue, never the same. If it's trending, if it's true, we're bringing it straight to you. It's Trending Tuesday. Tune in, stay ready. Inspiration served hot, call it mostly greens. With Chef Eddie. Redefining podcasts, changing the way we speak. Real talk, real life, every single week. Yeah. Sponsored by Danny Davis and Katie at TC, building community. Yeah.
Yes, it is Trending Tuesday. How did y'all like that jam?
I love it.
You love that jam? Y'all love the jam? Were y'all bobbing? Were y'all doing it? Did y'all see me getting a little move? I had a little move going, little moving and a grooving to the music. Yes, welcome to this week's edition of Trending Tuesdays, brought to you by none other than Kay Davis in the community. Yes, give it up for Danette Davis and Kay Davis in the community. And you know, I always say in the middle of that word community, you see right there the word unity. That's right. And then if you take the N-I-T-Y off, you see you. That means you in the unity and you in the community. And so we thank Kay Davis and we thank you because you're joining in with us, the Kay Davis and the community family and community today for Trending Tuesday. So we're going to give you a round of applause. Yay! Yes. So welcome to our online audience. You know, you're here with us and you got to participate with us. This is all about all of us giving some input. We have some wonderful guests here with us today. We have a full house in the studio today as well. But what I want you to do now is I need you to get on your devices. If you have one going and you don't want to disturb your viewing right now, get on the other one. Most of you have more than one. Yes, you do, because even the little ones have more than one, right? And we need you to go to YouTube, go to Trending Tuesdays, and we need you to subscribe to Trending Tuesdays. And after you hit that subscribe button, then we need you to like it. That's right, hit the like button. And then we need you to do one more thing. Y'all know what it is? That's right. She said it real quiet. You know, that's how the students used to do in the classroom. They want to say the answer, but I'm like, I'm not going to say it out loud. She said share. That's right. It's share. You all go ahead, subscribe, like, and share for us right now because, you know, here at Trending Tuesdays, there's always information that's going to give you inspiration, that's going to be educational, that's going to help to elevate you in your mind, in your body, and even in your spirit. So you want to make sure that you're getting all of what Trending Tuesday has to offer you. Well, let's get right on into our show today. We've had some exciting things going around over here at 4237 Davenport today, because we didn't just come in for a show today. We had an actual activation with neighbors here on the property with us today. And we have our guests who were a part of that, and I'm going to allow them to introduce themselves, and you're going to get a little bit of what we got. We got a full taste of it, and we're going to give you opportunity to get another taste real soon as well. Come on, introduce yourself.
My name is Jeff Utze. I'm with the Waller Pregnancy Care Center. I do a fatherhood program there. I do development, and I do outreach, which is what we did today.
Father program, developmental program, and outreach.
Yes.
Okay, y'all heard him. Well, he said three things. That sounds like the preacher, 3 points, and then we can't close out yet, though, okay? And then we also have Mr. Caesar with us today. Tell him who you are and what you do.
My name is Caesar Grantham. I'm Director of Foundation and Grants for the Houston Pregnancy Help Center. And we have 3 locations here in Houston and 2 medical mobile vans. So I do development, outreach, grant development, everything. We raise the money.
You the money man.
Money man.
You got to raise the money. You got to keep the business going.
That's right.
That's right, because everything costs money, right?
Correct.
And so you take care of making sure that those 3 facilities stay solvent in the services that they provide. So let me ask, why were we here today? I know why we were here today, but I want you all to share why we were here today at K. Davis in the community in Sunnyside, Texas. Yeah.
Well, one of the main reasons we were here was education. We need to make sure that the community knows that the resources are here, because the Bible says we die because of lack of knowledge, right? And so what we want to do is make sure that they know that the resources that they need are available through pregnancy centers like ours. And one of the big challenges, especially in our community, is when they think of pregnancy centers, they think of centers that only ask them to have a child. But we support the child up to 3 years old. So we're not just asking them to have a child, we're walking along with them, and we're providing services for mothers and fathers, and we're making sure that they understand how important it is to have both in their lives.
Yeah. So, I recently just became aware really of quote unquote pregnancy centers. So I imagine if you're out there, have you all heard of pregnancy centers? Come on, be honest. Type it in, let us hear from you. Have you heard of pregnancy centers? Because until I got connected with this group and the other partners, I really didn't know about pregnancy centers. I knew about abortion clinics, but not pregnancy centers. I knew that there were organizations that were pro-life, and we're not about pro-life or speaking on that issue today, or or another choice, right? But to know that there are organizations that are there who, like you said, if I choose to have my baby, if I'm in a position where I lack means to really support the well-being of my baby, then I have someone somewhere that can help me through those challenging times. And we know that sometimes all it takes is just someone to have a supportive person.
Absolutely.
It's not always even about the material things. It's just to have somebody that's supportive, somebody to give them some encouragement, a reason to help them to get up out of the bed and get up and go look for the job or go fill out the application for a service that they need. So tell me, how does that, you said you're with development and outreach, so how does that work with you?
The Houston Pregnancy Help Center started in 2004 in 5th Ward. And since there was such a need in that area, we've now expanded to 3 locations, the downtown and in the Heights, so that women can then come to us for the services that they need. Most of them don't know who got who's the father. So we kind of work with them through that. We have parenting education classes. We do case management. The executive director was telling me that we touch the clients between 10 or 15 times during their pregnancy. So they're coming back for diapers. We have prenatal vitamins, parenting education classes, all of the things that they would need. We even have a doctor on staff, nurses on staff to teach them all of those kind of things as well.
Now, you mentioned prenatal vitamins. Why would a mother need to come to the pregnancy center to get prenatal vitamins when I was expecting you got your prenatal vitamins from the doctor's office? Am I listening by myself, or is that how it was for you all? That's how it was for y'all? Okay. So
Well,
tell me about that.
Most of them don't have health insurance.
Right.
They don't even know. They don't have doctors.
Right.
I think 80% of our clients are below the poverty level, and 90% of them don't have a doctor, so they don't go. So when they come to us, we're giving them all of the things that they need. And we explain to the importance of prenatal vitamins, how making you healthy as well as your baby. So.
Right. And I'm really amazed and appalled because at the food distribution, there are times we get prenatal vitamins. And the provider makes those prenatal vitamins available to the public because, like you said, many people don't have access to go to the doctor for prenatal care. If someone is not getting prenatal care, then that means they're at risk, the mother's at risk, as well as the unborn baby, the baby that's waiting to actually come out of the womb because it is born at that time.
And we provide
a
Ubers, Lyft, so that a lot of them can't even get to us. So we were designed to be near a bus stop. So, but some of them are too far out and they can't get to us. So we provide them with Uber, they call and we'll set up appointments so they can come in.
So you are really about breaking barriers to make health care accessible to mothers who wouldn't otherwise have the access to get the care that she needs. Now, you mentioned about the fathers, and I'm really interested because we know that, two persons had to participate to conceive a child. And so tell us a little bit about the fathers. When you meet up with the fathers, what is that encounter like?
So normally, we get access to them when they come for either pregnancy tests or ultrasounds. And when they come in, they're sitting in the waiting room. They're waiting for her to go in. And I come out. And they look at me like, what is he doing here? And then I go up to them, I said, you weren't expecting me, were you? And they're like, no. I said, so I'm here for you. I said, because we as men, we don't get a lot of services available. We don't even know about a lot of services that are available to us. So one of the key components of talking to fathers, because sometimes it's not even about the pregnancy. It's that they've got all these issues going on in their life, and they're suffering in silence, and they're suffering in isolation. Because we're taught, you're supposed to be strong, you're supposed to be able to handle it. I teach them, coming looking for help is actually strength. And so I want to make sure that you know what's out there for you. Because I've been here, I'm originally from New York, I've been here 12 years, and in my 12 years, I have done a lot of volunteering, worked with a number of organizations that are men-focused. So I connect them to those organizations. And sometimes, I remember the first time, my first day when I had a client, they were like, oh, you'll be in there with them for about 10 minutes. An hour later, they were like, you've been in there too long with them. And I'm like, they just wanted to talk. And sometimes it's just allowing them to be vulnerable. I've had guys sit in sessions with me crying because it's the first time they were able to be real with someone and not feel like they were going to be judged. So I tell them three things. I tell them, you don't have to be perfect, but you have to be present. You have to be consistent, so what you say and what you do have to match, or your children are only going to follow what you do. And three, you have to be a parent. Because if you're not a parent, you're not teaching them boundaries. And if you don't teach them boundaries and let society do it, they're going to be, so when we teach them boundaries, we teach them based on love. When society does it, it's based on punishment. So I want them to understand how important it is for them to be present in their lives. Because a lot of men abandon their families because they feel like their situation isn't perfect.
Yeah.
And there is no perfect.
None of us are perfect.
That's right.
And that is a very good point, because people, they're striving for perfection.
Right.
They want to be the, quote, best that they can be. But whenever you feel like you're falling below the mark,
Right.
you know, you're always, most times we're our worst critics,
Absolutely,
right?
absolutely.
Things don't even have to be as bad as it seems to us,
Right.
because of the lens that we're looking at.
Right.
And so, yeah, so thank you for actually encouraging those male persons, parents, that they don't have to be perfect, but be in presence. Now, how many of you all know the power of being present? Let me see by show of hands. How many of you would have preferred for somebody to be present in your life than to just come with prizes
Right.
and presents? Is the presence, does that override the presence, TS, the CE over the TS? Yes, if that's you, type it in. We want to hear from you. This is a little poll that we have going on. Would you rather for a person to be present physically in your life, or would you want them to just come by and give you some presents? Because
Correct.
we know that that too happens in
Yes.
the family
Yes.
sphere, right?
Yes.
We have parents who will come by and just shower the kid with a few presents,
Right.
and not realize that the child really wants their presents.
Yes.
And so if that's you out there, we hope that we have just deposited a nugget into your life so that you'll know that, yes, you know, the presence is more powerful than the present. Your presence, I'm sorry, is more powerful than the presence. And so you don't have to break the bank.
No, you don't.
You don't have to
You
break
don't.
the bank. You can just show up.
Show up.
Be there. And when you're present and you're consistently, I heard you say the consistency, then the child learns trust based
That's right.
on the
That's right.
consistency.
That's
That builds a trusting relationship, not only with the parent and the child, but with the child even in the with their encounter with others around them.
That's right.
It starts with the presence of parents in the home. So thank you for being there in those beginning stages, from the ultrasound, then pouring into the men who are there with those mothers
Yeah.
as well.
You know, and I wanted to share a story. We're seeing more men who want to come now.
Yes. Yes.
And they're being shut out by the women or by society. So they feel inadequate. So we were trying to recruit, and we invited about 40 men. They came out, and we broke everybody down. I mean, one of the exercises was we had a mask, and they said, write what people see on the outside. And then they said, now on the inside, write what they don't see, your insecurities. And they were crying. Men were crying, things that they had hid inside of them. They were so ashamed. And after we were hugging, we were put our hands on each other's and looked into their eyes, because that's the thing, is that people don't want to look in your eyes. So we were taught to look in for 2 minutes. Most of them couldn't do it. They could not do it. But it built a bond, and they were calling me Batman. They said, we want to be Robin. We want to help you. We want to
Yes.
help you at the, so a lot of them are now coming to volunteer with us.
That is such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. You know, you said the mask is what people see, the outside,
Yes.
what people see,
Right.
and what you allow them to see.
Right.
Exactly.
Right? It's
Right.
what it's the portrait that you want
your
them
father,
to see.
your-
It is the portrait that you want them to see. And yes, that your father. And some people, some of the guys, they come by and they pick up the babies. They're gonna make sure they have on the Nikes and the. outfit to
Yeah.
match the hat
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
everything. I'm the proud daddy
Right.
because they want people to see them as a good father.
Right.
But then on the inside, they're sometimes dealing with other matters that make them feel like even though I was out there perpetrating to be the good father, I myself feel like I'm really not the good father.
Right.
And you also, what about mental health? Is mental health a part of what you all do, or do you refer them to services for mental health?
Yes.
We do too as well.
Yeah,
We
we
refer
So it's
them
on a
to-
referral basis?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So the Pregnancy Center really does a lot. Now, I know that I heard about signing up for diapers. There's a program that you can sign up and get diapers and wipes for a year. Now, if I had gotten diapers and wipes for a year, I may would have some money in the bank today. Right, yes.
Well, we do it for 3 years.
And so for 3
3 years.
years. Did y'all hear that? For 3 years. Okay, so tell us, how does a person connect with that program to be able to get those? And then after they sign up, how do they get the diapers to them? Because, I mean, they're
Sure.
living all over the city.
Right. So for us, the event like we had today is how we do it. We call it outreach events. So we go to different locations. For us, because we're in a rural area, we go to places like Hempstead, we go to Brookshire, we go to a church in Houston, we've been to a apartment complex, and we're coming to places like here, and we're going to be working with this church across the street with us. So what happens is when they sign up with us, we contact them, put them into our system, and because we're in Waller, they don't have to come to our location physically to take our classes because we provide Zoom. So they can do their classes remotely, and they get points. And every time they take a class, they get points towards something. So we want them to earn the things that they're
Yes.
getting as well, because one thing I've learned is sometimes just making it free doesn't give value to it.
Right.
So you've got to give them something to strive for. And then when they do that, they appreciate it more. And so once they sign up with us at an event like today, we'll contact them and we'll set up a location for them to come every month. We'll show up every month with our remote unit,
Your mobile unit?
the mobile unit, yeah, I'm just losing words. Our mobile unit, and we'll deliver wipes and diapers to them for the next 3 years.
Yes, so today you mentioned that we was like what we did today, the mini, we call it a mini activation today, an outreach program initiative, and you saw many families today.
Yes.
I heard that by 4:30 that people were lined
They were
up
already
down
waiting
the
for
street
us.
waiting,
They were waiting.
for the 5 o'clock time to come. There it is on the screen. Look at that, how beautiful it is. And it's just, each one doing something. And what amazes me is the fact that, yes, we're giving them something tangible that they can use, but the hope that you see that begins to glisten in through their eyes is what really touches my heart. And so they're coming, and they're not really knowing what to expect when they get here, but they can get prayer. They can get an encouraging word. They'll get somebody to touch them and pat them on the back.
That's right.
And say, well, keep it up. It seems like you're doing good.
That's right.
Or do better. You got it. You sound like you're ready to do better, so you can do better,
That's
right?
right. That's right.
Just getting that extra push. What was the activation like? Because I don't think you all had been at an activation here in the sunny side
No, we haven't.
area, sunny
We
side,
haven't.
Texas.
We haven't.
Okay, so what was it like seeing the families come? Was it were there similarities? Were there any differences?
I guess there's always a similarity, and that is when they see that someone actually cares about them, because that's the biggest issue. And the fact that a lot of them don't even know about the resources that are out there. So it's up to us to take this. The Bible says, go ye into the world and preach the gospel, right? That's part of what we do as pregnancy centers that go out into the community and do outreach. So when they came up and they saw and heard, first of all, that we'll support them. You got a 2-year-old? Yeah, we'll take care. We'll walk with you until that child is 3 years old. If you're pregnant, we'll walk with you for the next 3 years. And they're like, wow, I didn't even know that existed. And so that's the key. And then we encourage them to tell others about it, because we want them to spread the word so that everybody has access to the resources that are out there, because that's a big challenge here.
Right.
And we want people to know that somebody out there cares.
Well, we want to thank you all for caring. And the word caring, we know that we became connected through the organization CareNet.
Yes.
And so CareNet has brought us together. CareNet came and we brought them to the Sunnyside area because they're having their annual conference here
Right.
in Houston.
Right.
And how thoughtful it was for CareNet to say, you know, we don't want to just come into the Houston area, go into the Galleria area and have our conference, do what we do, networking, get a little training and some information. We want to leave the community better than it was before we arrived in Houston. And so they connected and decided to do what's called a Serve Day. So leading up to the Serve Day are the mini activations. So we're doing 4 mini activations before Serve Day. Last week we were at Covington House, and that was a really blessed experience being at Covington House over there. Tell us about that. I know you were there at Covington House. What did you see that was different? I know that I saw something that was different.
I'll tell
for
you what
me.
I saw different. Most of the people that came by our table were men. And they were engaged in conversations. And they were young men.
Yes.
And some of them weren't fathers. But they wanted to know information about what it means to be a father. Some of them didn't have fathers. And they wanted to be better than what they experienced in their own lives. So they came and they talked to us, myself and Corey, who's from CareNet.
Yes.
And I mean, we had 2 guys. They were engaged with us for almost an hour,
Yeah.
talking with us about a lot of different things. But we were able to not only talk to them about being fathers, but we talked about faith as well. So we actually were able to dispel some of the myths that they'd grown up with. And the key was they were glad to see that, again, that we were there and that we wanted to pour into them and help them to see things from a different point of view, because there's so many distractions out there today. And there's so many things that are trying to push them in the wrong direction. And one of the myths that we were talking about earlier is that black men don't pay attention to their kids. But the truth is, black men are much more involved in the lives of their kids than the general population. And so we need to make sure that they see it. Because if you listen to the media, they make it seem like it's something different. So they need to see it physically. They need to hear it from a man who's involved with their children. I came to Houston because I got divorced, my ex-wife and my daughter moved to Texas. I wanted to make sure I raised her like I did my older kids. And 2 years ago, she graduated, went to high school down here, and then went to college up in D.C. 2 years ago, she told me that she never felt like she came from a divorced family because I was involved with her. And me and her mom, we work together. And I tell men this all the time. It doesn't matter what the situation is that you're in.
Right.
You still have an obligation to be there for your children. And to be there for the mother. Because
Yes.
I was one of those guys, I still supported her after I got divorced. Because why would I leave her in a bad situation? That's leaving my child in a bad situation.
Right.
So it was really taking ownership and being accountable to the situation that you're in and making sure that you are pouring into your children. Because it matters.
Yes.
It matters.
It definitely matters. And while you're on that, I'm going to play another role right now. And ladies, don't flip the channel because with where I'm going. You said men taking ownership, but I want to say to our sisters, to the queens, to the mothers, that you all need to work with the fathers and allow them
Yes,
to be
yes,
present.
yes.
You know, oftentimes
Yes.
we push them away, and sometimes we're wanting to draw them, but we're not understanding that our words, our demeanor, our attitude, our bossiness, yes, all of that is something that would drive a man away from that responsibility. And sometimes I hear men talking all the time. They say, Mama T, let me tell you, I would be there, but I just can't do her.
Yeah.
So don't allow that to be something that causes your child not to have the presence of their father in their lives. Learn how to humble yourselves. Learn how to say, we learn how to compromise and give and take in other situations. On your job, you have to do that.
Right.
In so many other places in society, you have to do that. Learn to do that in the relationship with your child's father as well, so that there can be mutual respect. The child sees the mutual respect, then they learn to respect others as well. And they don't have to try to pick and choose who they have to love or show love the most to, or say, I'm afraid I can't show love to my dad or my mom because I don't want to make the other one feel bad. I applaud you for making your daughter feel like she still had the mother-father relationship, even though you all were not living in the home together.
We weren't even in the same city.
Wasn't even in the same city. Y'all got to give it up for that, right?
Yep.
Yes. So if you're out there and you're tuning in with us, let me know right now, have you had the opportunity to encourage a young male father lately? Have you seen one and you just kind of passed by, didn't really give much notice to it? I want you to just kind of think about it right now, because I want us to kind of change that trajectory. I want us all to be a builder of men. Men are meant to be on the front line, not the ladies. I'm strong. I can flex a little bit sometimes, Y'all don't want to see me flex up here today, and I have my sleeveless dress on, but I won't flex and show y'all all what I'm working with today. But, but anyway, what I want you to do is make sure that we're building our men up and not beating them down. They're getting injured in so many different areas in society. We want to build them up. We want to help them to heal from those bruises and those hurts that they're not talking about. And so even though they may not say it to us, we know that they're internalizing some things and working on some things within them. And it's okay. I know you're doing the best you can, or I'm here and I'm gonna handle it until you can handle it. And to know that, because for a man to know that they have a woman by their side, whether they're in a relationship intimately or not, you're still in a relationship if you have a child.
You're
that
still
child,
family.
you're still family. That does not cease to be.
That's right.
It just becomes a dysfunctional family.
Right.
So let's have more functional families. Right. And give it up for the ones who are functioning.
A guy came by to work on the air conditioning today, and he had moved here. He evidently met a young lady, has a 3-month-old baby, and he moved here from London. And we started talking, and I'm encouraging him just right there as he worked. He said, it's real tough because the lady, I don't really know her. It was just one of those flings, but I'm here. I'm trying. I said, well, just hang in there. Find your network of people. Yeah. And he said, well, give me your number. So I gave him my number, and so we'll talk.
And you said a network of people. We call it the village, right?
Right.
The village and the community. Right. Yes, connect with someone. There's someone just for you, someone who's going to support you, who's going to encourage you, who will mentor you, who will pray for you, who will walk along this journey with you. Connect with them, both mom and dad. We want to thank you all for being with us today. Thank you for the services that you all provide. And what I see is not just a service that's been provided, but I see the heart.
Yes.
The heart. Yes. That's actually that's driving you to do what you do. Yes. So thank you all so much. I know you have some women working with you all, but today we have the male presence with us. He said he has a bass voice, so I got to try to put some bass in my voice today. We're going to turn it over to Danette Davis, and we're going to give it up for her because she is always doing things in the community. She's opened up Kay Davis to the showroom today for a mini activation. I know she probably did never think that about that in a million years. That was probably the furthest thing from her mind, had not probably entered her mind, but she heard about it, she connected with it because she has a heart for people. And it's like, yes, she does. Yes, she does.
Thank you.
So you never know where you're going to find her, what you're going to find her doing. But let's clap it up for her because she's right here with us today.
All right, Tanya, thank you. Now, there are some folk that make that phone call to you, and you just can't say no because they never say no to you because Tanya's sitting here, she's hosting the show. But now when she made that phone call about CareNet a few weeks ago, it just was something we could not pass on because the need in the community is real. Somebody said that today. They would go, oh my God, it's real over here. So we're gonna be back, and Danette, if y'all are partner with us, and let us come back and make sure we can really be here for the people that are in this community. We were shocked when they sent me that picture. Ariane sent me that picture with the folk down the block. I'm like, what? Okay. Well then, this is really a necessary thing, and don't y'all leave yet because we may have a question. One of the things I wanted to do, this young lady, come up. Not you. Look, not wifey. That's wifey there that said me. This is his wife that's here in the audience. And I'm going to say, look, they came by Tuesday, y'all, last Tuesday when we didn't have a Trending Tuesday. Yeah. And they were like, why y'all not here? It's a Tuesday. And I'm like, hey, it's the next Tuesday. So, and tonight that she got to come, he had been on the show once before. So we welcome you and we thank you for being here. Now, like you hear this, you hear another baby crying. See, this is a show about pregnancy and helpful mothers and all of that. So when if you're like me on the plane or wherever you're at, because everybody who has a family knows that you ought to be, can y'all tune that noise out? I can. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So because it belongs in this environment. It's like being in church, right? Yes. Because where you're trying to be whole, the noise of a child crying is a normal noise. Whatever right. The kid is, whatever he's doing. Yes. He's it's not that he's not fed. It's not that he's not okay. So it's something that we learn to kind of, I'm going to say tune out, but to deal with. What I asked her to do, when I pulled her out, I said, I'm not pulling you out because your baby's no. But I want you to tell me how did you end up here today?
I seen the sign in front of Sunnyside Park.
Let's see if both these work. They do. Okay.
Yes, I seen the sign in front of Sunnyside Park driving by.
Now, Tanya, Tanya was the queen of yard signs. So she had all these places. Now she didn't go now, but she knew exactly where to tell them to go to put the signs, and they were obedient. And it was a plethora of folk that came as a result of it. Now, one thing you told me was that you don't normally read signs. What did you say?
Oh, I don't normally read street signs.
But what made you read this sign?
Something just told me I needed to go to that event today.
Something told her she needed to come. And it's amazing. And not only did she come and stay, she stayed for the podcast. Yeah. Now, why did you? Isn't that something?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Why did you stay?
Another something just told me.
Something told me. Yeah. She said another something told her to stay. Yeah. So one of the things I think while you're here, we're going to bless you with something. So trust me. That we'll figure out what that needs to look like. But just like the few that came late. What have you? And I said, well, I'm same thing. Something told me when I was in what is it? The store. This Ross. Thank you. She knew it. Okay, and just walking around for no reason. You know what? $25 gift certificate. It had baby on it. I'm like, okay. It had baby on it. So I bought it. We got a baby show coming up. So I bought 2 of them. Mm-hmm. And just as they ran out of diapers, they said, did you say? I said, yeah, I did. So we gave them those. You know what I'm saying? Like she said, something told me to just get it, right? Yes. And we have to kind of move by how the Spirit moves with us. I mean, we got to be honest. We're spiritual beings. Yes. And as the Spirit moves you, as you get older, you learn to listen to it. That's right. Is that right, Pastor Bozen? All right, because that's the next person, Pastor. I didn't tell you I was going to ask you to come up, but at least while we're here, if you would, because I'm going to put you on the spot. Pastor Bozen called me today. What time was it? By 4 o'clock? He said, what we doing? What do I need to do? Where do I need to be for this event? And somebody, I think someone had come in earlier, and he was telling me something about moving a table, and he said, "Oh, I hurt my shoulder." Or if I told him, I told Pastor, I said, "Just go across the street. Just go be there. Whatever they need you to do, don't know, but just be there." And when I came, he was over here, like he said. They texted me and said, "Oh, he's here. Pastor Poston is here." He was sitting right there. And I just want you, and then I hear now you're going to be a station for passing out things to the community.
Yes,
So, would you, a few words, would you? Thank you, sir.
Listen, I'm so grateful to be a part of this Trending Tuesday, and I am elated to be partnered with Danette Davis and Associate. Yeah, this is my friend, and some of the things that we love to do, we love to reach the community, and she is a community activist, and she don't even know she's doing it.
Right.
But she is.
Yes, she is.
And so when they asked me about being a location to give out, and I was like, yeah, that would be great. At least the people would know where to come on a regular basis.
Right.
And so I showed up today to help where I could, but I also prayed with some folk.
Yeah.
Because
See?
sometimes people are in need of prayer
More than anything.
more than anything.
That's right.
Diapers are good.
That's right.
Wipes are good. Water was good. But sometimes they just need a word from the Lord. And so I just offered a word, and that's what we did, and we enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And
Look at you.
girl, yeah.
Okay. Well, Pastor, we appreciate that because I didn't know he did that. Okay. That's one. This has turned into a whole thing.
Yeah.
You know, because one of the things I planned to do when I came up here actually was talk about K. Davis in the community a little bit. For those who don't know, I see a bunch of familiar faces because we got a troop. Yeah, we have a group. Y'all
Right.
don't know. Y'all the Trending Tuesdayers. I mean,
Yes.
you know, because we have a lot of the same folk, but they're like-minded people.
Yes.
And they're always going to be what we need to be. And like you said it takes a village, but it takes a community.
Yes,
It's
it
kind of how we've kind of pushed that over and changed it, because community of faith and K. Davis in the community, I didn't even realize what have you, you know, it is who we are.
Yes.
Okay, I did want to talk about a couple of things, projects that K. Davis in the community is working on. You guys see the K's Closet, and this is just
Yeah.
remnants that's there. We just kind of left it over there. We're going to do, they're trying to decide if it's first Sundays, second Sundays, third Sundays, but we're going to pick one Sunday out of the month while we're here until we get out another location. And there was a lot of ladies. I mean, did you have the picture of the women, the group, Avery, the whole CareNet? I mean, it was like 7, 8 of y'all. It was, and different complexions, folk. There we are. They were here earlier, and they were asking me about what they could do to contribute to K's Closet.
Right.
You know, what kind of clothes, and I said, when we say dress for success, or we
Yes.
say ready for prom, we want those kind of clothes. We
Right.
want y'all to give stuff that you want to keep.
Stuff that they would wear.
Something that you wear, something that you
right.
want, you know what I'm saying? Because that's the kind of thing we want to share with the community. You know, it's not we're not trying to give somebody something you wouldn't wear or whatever,
Right.
stuff like that. We want to take it to the next level. That's K's Closet. And then I wanted to mention a project that I'm also very excited about. It's a docu-film that we're doing, and it's on Camp Logan. You know, for those of you who know the story, we're not going to go into that because we've had some folk on the show. Literally, when Celeste was doing the play earlier this year, I think in February, and then we had the ensemble cast out and all of that. But you know, ever since this case has the clemency has happened with that case. For those of you who know about the Buffalo Soldiers, see, I didn't, you know, for all I did know, I didn't know that they were the Buffalo Soldiers.
Yeah.
I knew what Buffalo Soldiers were, but I didn't realize that, you know, we were really talking about the same thing, or what have you. And then we've had our early interviews. Avery, you got a couple of clips real quick while Chef sets up for his second part? Okay. Do we have sound, or is just, you can't get no sound? Okay, what you're watching right now, I guess those are clips actually from the play. But I was wondering from the interview. Did you have any from the interview? So you just misunderstood altogether, huh? Okay. All right. Well, no, I didn't want to. Those are clips from the show itself. But we've interviewed attorney Drew Brennebeck, who actually literally won the case. 5 years straight. that chick, you know, Jag, y'all heard about Jag on TV? She said, I'm more stubborn than the army. Is that what she said? I'm more stubborn, you know. And then we had some conversations with John Heyman, who wrote the book. And we'll have him, all of these folk will be, when we visit with them, we're visiting with Abby, what's her name? Kamen, who's now your county attorney. She's a county attorney, but she was over, it's District C. And Memorial Park is in District C. So for those of you who don't know that Memorial Park is the site of Camp Logan, this is where this thing ties into Houston.
Yes.
In 1917, Houston was no joke.
Right.
They were not playing with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Those guys that came here thought they would gone back in time. You know, slavery days, they didn't understand. And so when they marched on Houston, you know, it made a whole lot of difference. So when you go to Memorial Park and you read that, it's there when they talk about it. But we're visiting with the conservatorship, and what they're doing is changing, it's called, it's a whole plan that they're doing, and they're planting 110 trees because it was 110 soldiers who either, 13 of them were hanged by the neck, and 3 days after really the day after they went to court, they did it so quick, they said they didn't get due process, and the rest of them went to jail or, you know, for life and all of that. But that was overturned. And with that clemency, I think some reparations and some other things were done. It's a major thing. Houston sits at the heart of a lot of things. We just don't talk about it and own it like we should. So one of the things I think that's important is that we know our history so we don't repeat it.
That's right.
Right.
You know, and that goes, you know, to say for a lot of things that's going on right now. But Avery didn't have those up, but we're supposed to be done by October. And there are folk who actually were related. Attorney. I don't know if you are you searching for? Who's our new county attorney, and who also the former District C for the city of Houston, about the Camp Logan project. Yeah. That's the best way to describe it, because it has so many it's many faceted, and there's so many stories. But we met, attorney came in, and when we shared that we were getting ready to do it, she was like, me. Make sure you include me in the interviews, because I want to talk about my thoughts. And that's what I think, if you would, just comfortably, if you'd share with us, jump in wherever you like, you know, and then we can go back and forward or what have you, because we can control it. So if you would just share with us where you are now, and when you first heard about it, you know, if you want to do it historical, if you want to go and city council and take us back, it's up to you. So
well, first I have to say to you and to everyone that is shining more light on this story, on this history, it matters so much. When I learned about what y'all were doing, I immediately wanted to help, right? To make sure that we are telling the story in a responsible way that's the real story about what happened, and the injustice, but then the fight for justice. All of that is Houston's story. Right? We are the home of Juneteenth. Right. Which, again, as a child growing up here in Houston, I didn't know about Juneteenth. Okay. And that matters. It matters that not just for Houston, but for the country, owning our history, the good, the bad, the ugly. Right. The saying from a poem by Allen Ginsberg is, America, your libraries are full of tears. And those tears are important. And at a time when we're... Yeah. Okay, that's just a little piece of it. But each one of those folk that we talk to, you know, go back to some things. And what I told Avery is, as Jeff gets ready, was we can tell that story over and over and over again, and nobody wants to hear that same story. You know, and once you hear it, you've heard it, right? But then they alluded to some things about Houston, about us as a country, about where we are now,
And there's some things that they said, I'm gonna tell y'all, you know, when you can get folk to be honest about some things, it's pretty interesting. You know, when we really have to, you know, look at where we are and how we make decisions.
Yes.
And then I had them kind of bring it to now. And they didn't really want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because it gets a little political. But they did some hard truths, I think, that we all will agree with. So as I bring, Chef, you about ready? Okay. Now, I wanted to see if there were any questions for our guests before because what we're going to do is switch over tonight. This is the, I don't know if it's the 5th, Nourish and Florish, the 4th, because he's already fixed the food, y'all. So food's already done. You know what I'm saying? But we got a couple. Yeah, right?
All
Right?
right.
I'm going to let him, you know.
God
But,
is great. God is good. Let us take it one step.
you know, and I'm going to apologize for Jan. Let me just apologize for Dr. Bill. If you saw the program, Dr. Bill was supposed to be here, and she had an emergency at the jail. Y'all know, if y'all know Dr. Bill, y'all know Janice Bill.
Yeah.
She literally has a jail ministry of women's incarceration, and I did her. She did graduation yesterday, and I was the keynote speaker, right? And as I'm figuring out what to say there again, that spirit, I just, you know, she was there. She's like, you just start going. And they couldn't stop asking questions afterwards, but it wasn't anything I was saying that was so fantastic. It was just that somebody else, I see you. And you can do it too. And it's all good. You know, start here. That kind of stuff,
Yes.
whatever. And so Janice had some emergency or whatever, and she ended up getting stuck. And she said, what can I do to make it up? I said, don't worry about it. You know, I said, but now we could have sold some books tonight because she got her book that's out.
Yes.
And she's been touring with it, but we'll bring her back later. So that was going to be the other part of the show. So we're taking a little bit of time to talk about Kate Davis in the community. But Chef, are you about ready? You guys, I want to see if they have questions for these before we let them go about the event today or anything, how you can help. Well, okay, there you go. A website or a phone number that you can give
Or
the group, the whole thing, CareNet or you.
So on August the 18th is our Serve Day. That's the big activation where all of the pregnancy centers, basically in Houston, the Community of Faith Church, a lot of other health services, service providers will be present on that day as well. Because again, we're trying to make sure that the community is knowledgeable of what's available to them. And so you can come to the Community of Faith Church on August 18th from 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock. We have strollers, we have diapers, we have wipes, we have car seats.
The big event.
We have some of everything, nursing pads, some of everything that you could think of that mommy and baby, and yes, even daddy and family may need or desire. We'll have some of those giveaways on that Tuesday, August the 18th. So we look forward to seeing you all there. You know, you don't have to wait. If you have a need, contact someone now. 211, I tell people, is a great resource. And they can connect you with the pregnancy centers. They can connect you with other groups, churches, and other support organizations. You don't have to try to do it alone. Get a buddy to walk with you. It's better walking together than you walking by yourself. So get that done. Thank you so much for that question. And I think you're good, Tim. And we want to thank all of those service providers who have partnered with us through CareNet itself, WTL, Houston Pregnancy Centers, and there are many more. We want to thank Bishop Dixon and the Community of Faith Church because let me tell you, we have a lot of things that we're doing, but we are wanting to make sure that we're doing what Jesus would be doing.
Right.
It's no need in talking about having church and being the church and you only sit within the four walls of the church building, and you're never extending yourself in being the church to the people. And so we, like you, when we got that call and listening, and you can have a whole lot of different perspectives and thoughts about a lot of different things, right? But you look at the commonality, you look at the root of what the need is, and you plant that with good soil. If you put it in good soil, it will grow up, it will be fruitful, and it will multiply. And what's multiplying out of this? It's love, it's care, it's kindness, yes, and it is unity. So thank you all. Connect with us August the 18th. If you have some goodies that you want to come and share, if you're a service provider and you want to be a part of this great initiatives, contact us at the Community of Faith Church. You can go to our website. You can contact me. I'm the Community Impact Director, and my number is everywhere, 832-293-2836. You can give us a call, and we will gladly connect you because we're better together, baby.
We're better together.
Yeah.
We'll put it in our constant contact as well, so y'all all have it. Well, Chef, all right, what are we cooking tonight? Oh, by the way, if any of these paintings, this stuff is trending. If you see the tag, it's from Kay's Closet, and there's a amount. If you don't see a tag, that's ours. You see a tag and you see something you want, these prints, please let us know. Okay, what you got?
All right.
Chef Eddie.
Give it up for Chef Eddie.
All right.
I know y'all smell that food. You all smell the aroma in here, right? The aroma has changed in the building. Thanks to Chef Eddie.
All right.
All right, you guys. Thanks for coming one more time as we own up to the commission of taking care of the body. I want to do my part to share what little knowledge I have. And it begins with fresh herbs. Organic, always. This is time. I try to grow some. I had a real good growing season in the spring, got real hot, lost a few of my crops, but you can still get it readily available at many of the major stores in the produce section. But look for the organic label and look for ones that have little baby Christmas trees, I call them. I talked about it a little bit last week. They're easier to peel or pluck the leaves, petals off of there. And you also want to start off at the top and just softly hold that top and just come down the Christmas tree, and it actually lets go of the little leaves. Now, that's what you want. Even if you rip it at the top and you have that little soft thing going on, you can still eat that. Where you can't pull it very softly is the undigestible one. We need roughage, but not that much roughage. So what we're going to do with roasted onions today. I guess I'm getting feedback. Vidalia is the recipe that called for this, but you can do any of the yellow sweet onions. The purple onions are too strong for what we're going to be doing, but we're going to roast the yellow onions, any sweet onions or yellow onions organically that you can get your hands on, ones you want to do. I just finished this one. I'll show you how I did it. And basically, you're making some about 3 or 4 incisions, and you're just going to take your thumb and just slightly press in the middle. I don't cut all the way down. I cut about halfway in, and I peeled that first outer layer of the skin off, and then I hit it with a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of garlic, the spray olive oil, and then the finishing salt on top. And then when I put it in the oven, I'm going to put it in upside down, like this. And then I'm going to let that roast real good. This takes about half hour, 45 minutes on a pretty high setting. My big old oven is so strong I can get away with about 350. But at home, you're probably going to be about 400, 425. So you want to cook the outside really, really good. Even if it slightly burns a little bit, that's okay, because you're going to peel the outer layers out anyway. You're not going to be bothered by it. So I'm going to do some with rosemary and some with thyme, so you guys can kind of get appreciation for the taste difference of the two. And they have their own taste profiles that do different things for the body. And then, of course, as a last amendment, fresh off the oven, I just put a little bit of Kerrygold's on top for the final flavor emulsion. So what you do is, you just, I start off and I cut right past the bulb. I've been having you guys take the bulbs out on other recipes, But this time I'm going to cut all the way past it. So this is how you remove the core without getting the eye full of sorrows. So see, I just kind of curved the knife at an angle, went in at a 45-degree angle all the way across. And then when you get through, you pluck it out, there's none of the little feelers are coming through. Like the feelers are out here, they're not coming through, and they're not in the onion, so they're in the bulb. Boy, what can you do with these? Well, you can soak them in water for about 3 days. And then you can actually pour that liquid into your garden, and the garden will suck up all the nutrients from the onion into the garden, so nothing goes to waste. So I made that little cut there, and then now I'm going to just make a little incision here about halfway down, flip it over, cut another halfway down, and I'll just do another one right in the middle just right here. And then just take your thumb and go right in the middle of the core, see? Right in the middle of the core, and just rip it a little bit, not too much, just enough to get your herbs in there. And that's what you want to do, just like that. You don't want to upset the skin, because I want the skin to be intact, to absorb that heat and bounce the flavor off that heat. The first thing I do is put a few of these rosemary. You can tuck them in with your finger. It's okay. Because when you flip it over, the herbs will try to pop out, so you can tuck it in. And then you want to go with a little bit of garlic, salt. Then
You were trying to get the salt to come out.
Yeah.
Because I know you'd never put that much salt in anything.
And then just a little spray of, there's so many brands, but just make sure it's organic, you guys, and it doesn't have any propellants or any kind of weird suffocants or anything in there that's going to come out. Just a natural kind of a pump. So when I hit it, it doesn't really go, it just kind of sprays out. And then you just get your little finishing salt, just a couple of kernels like that, and you're ready to go, and you just flip it upside down, like that. All right? And so when they roast, they're amazing. The flavors come out. You can actually eat the whole thing, but don't eat the skin. But you can eat it all the way down to the center when they're ready. So I'm going to finish these back there. We got the kale is ready. We have, this is what I call Chef Eddie's Killer Kale. It's loaded with herbs, cooked in olive oil. I'll let you guys see. It's got thyme, ginger, rosemary, portobello mushrooms. It's got parsley. Well, you still gonna get some though. It's got just a little bit of everything in it, just amazing, softly sauteed. And then we got some turkey burgers. Oh, let me show the camera. Okay.
You want to show it to the camera?
Okay, my bad. Vicky.
Let Vicky get one.
Okay, Vicky,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Vicky.
Oh, and it's turkey burgers. Oh my God.
Amazing. Hey. It's going to be gone, be an empty bowl in a minute. Take a picture of that. And of course, this is the turkey burgers. Put some herbs, a lot of turmeric. Simply done. And the okras from the garden. It's a rosemary dish. So the rosemary is forward flavor first. A little bit of garlic, salt, Himalayan salt. So I did it with the patty so you guys can all have a patty and kind of work. It's pretty amazing with the okra. So I've got to get started on those onions. So if you guys will excuse me. No, no. Then we got also, if you haven't had any, got the 2 waters. This is the rosemary water out the garden and lemongrass out of the garden. You got about 20 plants of lemongrass and quite a few okra growing as well. So it's all made with Evian water, so don't have to worry about any kind of tap water issues. And I think that'll get it. So this is some of the okra that I've grown out of the garden. I'm trying to talk about the different species here. This is burgundy, and burgundy, as I was telling some of the folks, I don't know if you can see it, it almost looks like a stop sign. See the flat? That's burgundy. This species is from Japan. It's from Japan. It's in the purple family, but it's not considered burgundy. This is called heavy hitter. It's similar to like the purple, but it just, when she starts producing, she starts overnight. You get like 2 inches overnight when she starts going. But this other one that looks just like it is from Turkey. This is called Yalova Akoi. There's literally over 100 species of okra, and I've gotten my hands on about about 20 different seeds. This one is from Ghana. It's called Motherland from Ghana. And I like to catch them a little bit smaller, and I can just go out and crunch them and work with them. Even if they're hard for you to crunch on, you can still cut them in a couple pieces and make your okra infused water out of it. And there's another one here. Yeah. We eat them right off the vine. Yeah, I gave somebody some right off the vine
He puts them in salads. I'm hooked.
This is Alabama red. And they get bigger, and the cone gets deep red all over the cone. But I like to catch them when they're soft and tender so we can work with them and put them in our dish. I think that's most of this thing from Japan. But yeah, each season I try to grow a different variety that I can't. To get acclimated to this crazy heat and Texas weather, then I know that seed will be fine for next season. So even if you had a hard pod, make your water. It'll last in the refrigerator about a week if you don't finish it off. But it's really good the next day. Like if you cut it and stick it in a pitcher of water, let it sit overnight in the refrigerator and then work on it. And make sure you drink it before the week is up. Once you get through drinking it, dry the seeds out, and you can put them in the window, and you can plant them in the garden for next season. You never go hungry because it's a perpetual self-sufficiency, and we got to start thinking like that in these difficult days ahead of famine and stuff that's going to be happening to us. It's a sustainable crop. It's from Africa. It's got our DNA all in it, and just amazing. So I'm going to get back in the kitchen. Just thought I'd share that with you guys. So the onions will be ready in about a half hour or so, maybe a little less. Some of the smaller ones will cook before then, and I'll bring those out, and then we can start eating. And you hear the dinner bell, you know it's ready. Ding, 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 ding. All right.
All right, y'all, let's give it up to Chef Eddie.
Yes.
I want y'all to know, I mean, this chef looks, we say farm to table, but this is, what is your, shoots, I'm sitting there drawing a blank. Well, they want to say kitchen to, trying to think of how they try to change it, kitchen to, but I'm like, he actually grows the stuff, so we can't, and Nourish and Florish is the name of the series. We got a little grant. We told them that, he lives and does all these things, and they gave us a little money to make sure we could share it. Mm-hmm. And so we were doing it separately, and it's like, no, we're just going to do it because this audience who cares enough to show up week after week and be fed information, what have you, we felt like they'd also like to be fed spiritually. And we're the whole, you really are what you eat.
Yes.
Believe it or not.
Yeah.
And look up okra. Okra is good for, people talk about diabetes. There's some things that we have that, just kind of, we just think, oh, we just have, no, you don't. But there's some things that we need to understand about what we're feeding our bodies. But look up what okra does for you and how it works with your system. Because that was interesting. I like it, but that didn't mean it was good for me. And that's something I think we could close with. So with that, Tanya, if you want to, we want to say goodnight. If you got any questions for him, you can ask that as well. There you go. Luke?
Clean the vegetables.
Oh, she said for them. Oh, okay. What was the other thing you asked about? About cleaning your vegetables.
Right.
Oh yeah. How do we, because of the Taylor Farm things, how do you recommend we wash our vegetables to ensure that we don't get sick?
Baking soda. A little bit of baking soda in water. That's it, and then rinse it. Do that thing. You can also alternate with vinegar, 5% vinegar. Both of those two aggressively go after
bacteria.
The impurities.
For lack of what he wants to say. I'm going to tell y'all right now, what he says about the folk in their hands and how dirty they are and why that stuff ends up on food, he has his own theory, and we don't want to see him to say it on the air. Okay?
So here's also an awesome chance to where if you have spinach or if you have another Swiss chard or another green, put some heat on it and kill it. Heat kills a lot of germs and bacteria. You'd be surprised. You can't go raw and juice all the time when you're battling a biological contaminant that's everywhere. Sometimes you got to put a little heat on it. But either baking soda or vinegar will do it. Just give it a little splash. What we've noticed, what we started doing is we started using baking soda for the thyme, and it lasts in the refrigerator a couple days even after we've rinsed it and did its thing. When we would do it with the vinegar, it darkened the leaves and made it turn faster and faster, so it was a lot more aggressive. You know, ultimately, this push is going to get all of you and all of us to get your potting plants, get some organic soil, put it on your balcony, and start taking control over some of your own leafy greens and some of your own little herbs. And onions just grow, they just grow like crazy, even in this heat. So there's a lot of things that we can grow here that will keep you out of trouble, and didn't require you to go out every day and you have to deal with it. And the food cost is just getting ridiculous, but seed costs is pennies on the dollar for seeds. Yeah, well, so.
Yes.
Well,
Okay, so how many of you all know Pastor said after you finish washing it, blessed it, and how many, and Chef over there is alluding to, without saying the words, how unclean the food is. But how many of you remember the little saying that some people said when they dropped their food as children on the ground? What do they say? Huh? Yeah, there you go, there you go. Did y'all get that on the online audience? Put it in the chat so we can see how many people really still know that. Yes, but you gotta say it quick. You gotta say it quick. 3 seconds, you gotta say it quick for it's bad.
I'm gonna say one thing though, but when you ask that question, because we use vinegar, I have to make sure I read the jar, because he has other stuff that he puts in these things, but he writes vinegar on it, and we literally put it on vegetables, we put it on fruit, but you wash it off.
Yeah,
right.
It's like you don't think you got to taste vinegar taste on stuff. Use the vinegar, give it a minute to work though. You know what I'm saying? And then you can wash it off. But you got to give it time to work, just like lemon. You know, when I eat an oyster, use something that you know needs to really, you know, it's not cooked or something, whatever, and so you put that lemon, that's what that lemon is for. You can wash your hands with lemon and clean it. So lemon does the same thing, you know, but you have to wash it off so you don't taste that taste. You have to give it a few minutes, okay?
wash your hands, people.
Yes.
Before you go touching something, wash your hands. Put down the germs as much as you can, and that takes a whole lot. And then you can start touching your vegetables. And if you smoke, you're in the wrong space. So I can't tell you how bad that is for the vegetables to even touch the leaves and stuff where you have to on your hands. It's just not there's not anything for that. You just got to stop smoking and then we can talk. But yeah, try to think of the different herbs you can grow. Just think of some cool pots. There's upside down. There's pots you can put on the walls. There's so many things you can do for spinach, arugula. There's so many things you can grow inside, in the windowsill, inside, and nothing's gonna bother. Just come home, hit it, see how she's doing. And you gotta talk to the plants because they need our carbon dioxide, and they give us the oxygen, but they need you to, and they're alive, and we're alive, and it's a symbiotic thing to them.
That's a good twist on that. When folk talk about talking to your plants.
Yeah.
Did you think about the
I
carbon dioxide?
I should show you.
Did we think about
I should show my plant. We're doing a plant project. And so
Now we're making it science.
You got to talk about it.
Okay.
Let's talk about that one.
Yeah, that's a good one. Okay, Chef. Absolutely. We're gonna do this. We'll continue it next time. Can we get some music up, guys? We're gonna say good night to the audience online, but those of us that are here, we're gonna hang out.
Yeah, it's hangout time.
All right.
Thank you all so much for joining another edition of Trending Tuesday. Put that music on because we're ready to go.
That's right. All right. All right. Feel free, y'all. Move around, and we got some wine back there. You can use the restroom. Want to look at the clothes, or what you want to do, just hang out for a little bit. We're gonna eat in just a minute. Yep.